afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Game 3 of the Lions Tour 2025 over in Scunthorpe Stadium today, going up against the Queensland Reds. A nicely stacked outside today. A couple of very dangerous players to look out for. Hunter Paisami and Josh Fluke making up that centre combo. Jock Campbell in that full-back position, of course. Maddie Fessler in there in that hooker position. The Lions making a few switches this weekend. We've got Duan van der Merwe coming in on this left-hand wing. The lock department matching up once again with Itoje and Ollie Chesham, always looking to try and cause a bit of a nuisance when it gets round to those lineouts. See if they can just take away that set piece from the Queensland Reds, who are, of course, missing a couple of international players this week, of course, with the Fiji game coming up. They've got a couple of notable players. Harry Wilson, Fraser McWright, not going to be involved with this game, but they will, of course, be meeting these boys later on in a few weeks as the Lions go on to play the Wallabies. And Finn Russell then will be the man to get us kicked off and underway in this third test for the Lions. He goes for an awfully high ball there. Jack Morgan trying to make a bit of a nuisance himself, just getting the eye line. Does manage to collect the ball well, though, is Salakai Lotto doing well in the air, though. That's a great little break there by Matty Fessler. We mentioned him in the intro, and there's already a big break there, and manages to get the offload away to Thomas, just trying to support on his shoulder. And already Queensland Reds up to a strong old start as Josh Fluke runs that one into contact this time. Still trying to probe that left-hand side as Ryan this time gets an offload on the inside. Back again to Thomas, looking to try and get himself on the inside shoulder after a couple of those passes. That's a looser pass, though, coming in by Saleh Carlotto. Not necessarily a destined scrum half for this Queensland Red team. And still looking to try and apply pressure, though, as Josh Fluke once again. That's a lovely pass out the back of the hand there to Ryan, running onto it. And Lions just trying to regain a bit of composure here. The line looks a little bit all over the place, just trying to reorganise that defensive line as Captain Maro Toje steps in to make the next contact as Josh Fluke has been carrying hard today already. Lions competing for that breakdown. This one slowly driven to ground, though, and Toje wants to be careful to get back on side. Oh, but looks like there's some good work at the breakdown there, and they do able to take that ball back from the Queensland Reds, and they look short-manned on that left-hand side, but Salakai Lotto straight in there. You saw him get his hands on the ball, and he's ripped it back over. And they will go for a very, very high ball. Not collected, though. What a great take. That is covered in by Tim Ryan. Not able to call the mark for the Lions, and they're under all sorts of pressure early on. Another out the back door pass. Oh, that's a lovely line. And the fly half will go over for the opening try. Fantastic offload coming in. I don't think anyone was expecting it. What a great option. They went for the up and under, managing to collect the ball. What a great line. And Andrew Porter getting phased through like a ghost there as Harry goes over for the opening try. Our cameraman's got a bit of an awkward position here, looking through the legs of the Lions players as the fly half lines up to take his kick. Probably needs to be positioning himself a little bit better. We'll get in contact with the director there. Setting yourself up as they'll turn the 5 into a 7. It's an easy conversion from straight in front of the post, and the Lions will need to change something up here. That defensive line hasn't looked good for the whole game so far. And how will they shift this one up? There's Finn Russell this time. Plays it much longer, swapping out from the shorter option this time as it lands all the way in the hands of the prop ball. But a rushing tackle coming in there. And I think that was the title. I think that was Will Stewart that's going there for that tackle. Going a bit high. Referee's come over to have a word. Says penalty only. It's not gone to the bunker, but stuff like that's going to be a bit of a coach killer in this game, giving those easy exits as the Queensland Red move up towards the halfway line. And Matty Fessler straight running there for the ball. He wants to get this one in as soon as possible. And we'll move then on to another line out, an area that the Lions can certainly look to compete with. And this time they leap again. The Queensland Reds are doing very well to just hold on to that possession. The set piece for them been very, very good today so far. Oh, but that's a good little piece of work there. Oh, by Will Stewart, who gave away that penalty, obviously trying to make up for an issue that came from his own judgment there, and able to get his hands on the ball as Captain Maro Toje. Oh, he's hit the gap from absolutely nowhere and gets the pop pass out to Bundyaki, looking to try and just smash his way through. And does. We know what a ball carrier is, and the try assister runs over to just get a quick handshake in there and says, thanks for doing all the hard work for me. Good offload on the inside to Bundyaki. Got to do a little bit better for that. Big handoff coming in. Other cover tackle, maybe second defender, could have got across there to have made a tackle. Obviously had a lot of confidence and just wanted to set himself up in case there was a quick recycle ball. But you never know with Bundyaki if he's going to be able to break through that first tackler. Such a big carrier. with the ball in hand as Finn Russell stepping up to try and draw this score back level once again. And does. That will take us to 7-all apiece. Just 20 minutes into this game. Bundee Aki happy with that one. Getting himself on the score sheet nice and early in this game. And underway once again. Very, very slowly. Referee wants him to get a bit of a move on there as the fly-off eventually does. Get it up and lands in the arms there. Oh my goodness. Of Hugh Jones, who I don't think was ready to take that one straight into his back, and Gibson Park just wants to go for an easy exit here. Oh, he's found a nice little bit of area there. He manages to find the grass, and the Queensland Reds just letting it bounce, not wanting to push it too far. You can see that the Lions players chasing it down well. But they know the set piece has been good so far. Just want to stay with those lineouts and try and apply the pressure. Of course, going to the set piece in the lineout does tie up a lot of the Lions players, and once again, it's a good jump by the Queensland Reds. Getting a little bit outmanned there. Oh, but that time Jack Morgan's read that offload game very, very well. It's something they've been looking for all game. Trying to go for those inside passes, and this time Andrew Porter, maybe not the fastest man to make that break through the line, but does manage to make a few extra meters as the Lions try and probe down this left-hand side as Bundee Aki passes it inside to Duhan van der Merwe, moving them up towards the 22 of the Queensland Reds, and they'll just try and find their way through. There's an enormous shot there on Finn Russell. Hopefully he's okay. He does get back to his feet, if a little bit slowly. And the Lions here still trying to find their way down this right-hand side. Oh, as he gets out to Bundee Aki. Already on one score. Oh, and does manage to get around in the corner. That's a second try for the inside centre. That's pretty poor defensive work coming in. I'm not sure who the player was trying to get back across for them. That's a nice offload, though, coming in by Freeman. Bundee Aki just hitting the line hard. That's not a great tackle. Really got to do better there. Obviously, knew maybe wasn't going to be able to stop him at full tilt. Maybe going to go for that tap tackle. But not even being able to get a hand on the foot allows Bundee Aki to get over for his brace of tries of the day. He'll be trying to eye up potentially a hat-trick now as Finn Russell goes through. Oh, just about with the wind on his side. Able to squeeze that round the inside of the post. And yes, he knows he's happy with that one. 2 tries for him. All eyes on Bundee Aki for a hat-trick here. And once again, Phillips to get us kicked off in this game. This time they go long and deep. Hugo Keenan waits underneath the ball, trying to find his way around. Doesn't work for him and gets driven back very, very quickly. And Lions actually feel like they've got a bit of room out here towards this left-hand side. And Maro Toje runs in, well held though. I think it was Hunter Paisami with a lovely tackle there. Oh, and they've managed to rip the ball back off him, and the Lions caught napping a little bit here. Find themselves stuck now back in their own 22. As the Queensland there try and play left. Oh, and that time Bundee Aki gets sat down on his own handoff. Bit of a taste of your own medicine there for the Irish inside centre. And they try and play this offload game once again. Maybe just pushing the ball a little bit too hard. Lions might have caught on to this play a bit more now. That's a better line as they get out wide to the prop. Not able to get through. They'll try and probe left once again to Fluke, who's been trying to make his own impact into this game. And Bundee Aki looks out very isolated down here on his own line. They go for another big high up and under. Don't feel like anyone's underneath that one for the Queensland Reds. And Hugo Keenan not able to call the mark there before getting absolutely clattered. And Lions look a little bit stuck. James Gibson Park just offers just to try and get that kick out and does find a nice touch. Just puts them back outside their 22. Time is on their side. 6 minutes remaining of this opening half. The lineout has been strong so far for the Queensland Reds. They won't be too happy to have maybe not got more points on the board, but the set piece has looked very, very good today. He says as they manage to reclaim yet another one, fighting for the maul here, trying to just gain those extra couple of meters as Jack Conan here rushes off the line quickly. Oh, but it's shaken off really well, and Hugo Keenan desperately dives back, able to get on the ball. There was a bit of interference in play there, but the referee says the ball's gone backwards off Ringrose hand, and Hugh Jones just... Oh, sorry, it was Bundee Aki got a hand in there, and Hugh Jones just wants to kick this one long and deep as Duhan van der Merwe chasing down that kick very, very well. And the Queensland Red lose about 25 metres off that play where they feel like they... Oh, that's another good interception. They've really tried to push this offload game today, and it has not worked for them. As Freeman thinks he's seen room in that backfield, tries to get over the top, hasn't worked for him. And Jack Morgan, oh no, might not have the pace here to get back across. And it's a good step inside by Tim Ryan, who says this half isn't done yet, boys, and pushes them all the way back up into the Lions half, running a hard line now. Gets it back towards the inside centre. Lions trying to commit and give some parkruns off the line. Oh, and there goes Fluke once again. We know how good he is once he's able to hit those gaps. Lions maybe just wanting this half to end at this point. Plays the inside pass once again. That time Curry stepping in for a big shot of his own. The Queensland Reds attack line looking a little bit all over the place. They're not wanting to lose that breakdown. Lions really not committing anyone, keeping those men in the defensive line as Fluke gets taken down once again by Maro Itoje. This half extending quite a long time now as two-time try scorer Bundy Aki stepping in, and the Lions try to compete very, very hard for that ball. Eventually, it does get away, and Freeman, who's had to come off his wing, offers himself in defensive effort as well and goes in for another tackle this time, and Bundy Aki sat down once again. Some big handoffs coming in. It's a very, very physical game. Oh, but the Lions have done ever so well to be able to get their hands back on the ball once again, and Finn Russell just says, we've had enough of this one, boys. Let's kick this one off and go in at half-time. 7 points in the lead. It's a grueling old contest. 3 tries, though, and the Lions find themselves in the lead. Let's see what the second half brings. On to the next leg of the tour of Australia then, as the British and Irish Lions going up against the Queensland Reds today in the Scunthorpe Stadium. And the Queensland Reds certainly wanted to bring a big old game to this one. They've tried to use this inside pass offload technique quite a lot, and for the first part of this half it was working pretty well for them. They were finding that room through. Josh Fluke certainly making his own meters, and eventually it did pay off with the fly half being able to break through the line, diving over for a brilliant try, being able to convert zone kick as well, taking Queensland Reds to a 7-0 lead. The British and Irish Lions obviously had words after that try and noticed what was going on with the play. That inside pass beginning to shake off. That awareness has led to a few more interceptions for the British and Irish Lions, just taking that possession away, and eventually Maro Itoje breaking through the line before giving the offload to Bundy Aki, being able to get over for the Lions' first try of the game, converted by Finn Russell. But it wasn't enough for him as he went over for a second try thanks to the assist pass from Tommy Freeman, being able to run into the corner. You have to say maybe that defensive effort in their own 22 hasn't been quite on point today for the Queensland Reds. It looks like the British and Irish Lions have caught on to the pattern of what they're wanting to play. They'll need to shake it up in this second half in order to get back into this game. On to the second half then. Phillips to get us kicked off once again. No changes at half times, but those subs benches can become ever important in these big fixtures. Only 7 points in it. It's a single score as they lob for a long kick-off, and none of the Lions actually retaining that one, and Hugh Jones eventually having to step in. Very, very poor by the Lions collector there, not able to get on the end of the ball, and this time James Gibson Park just tries to go for that long kick over the top and find his touch very, very well. And moving towards that halfway line, there's a couple of subs getting ready already onto the pictures. Here comes that man, Gary Ringrose, moving on to centre. Off goes Hugh Jones, so that Irish centre combo is linking up once again in a bright red jersey for the Lions, and that's an ever-exciting attack line. Of course, he'll be looking potentially for his own hat-trick, as Bundy Aki might not be giving as many friendly passes to Ringrose, looking for his own try in this one. We'll have to see how that one develops. There are a couple of other players on as well. Luke Cowan-Dickey coming on alongside Ellis Genge means there's now an entirely English front row. We'll have to see what sort of impact that makes at the set piece. Just trying to work around. It's an area that Queensland Reds have done well at today. We're still waiting to have our first scrum of the game, but eventually the Queensland Reds are just going through the phases at the minute and able to make a few extra meters as Gary Ringrose gets in for his first tackle of the game. They think they've seen room out on this left-hand side and eventually trying to get it out there. That's a good work out, getting up to Ryan as Ollie Chesham tries to chase him down. They've managed to grind their way up into that 22. And they try and play further out wide now. They've cut back inside. Still feel like that left wing is the area to try and pressure. Ryan has made a few meters down there today. And this time they'll go wide. Oh, that's a lovely line at the inside. Maro Itoje did so well to just cling on with his fingernails to be able to make that tackle. The passing is getting much, much better in this second half as they make the break on. Jack Conan having to rush back to make that tackle, and Ollie Chesham sits them down, but the Queensland Reds are marching forward. That's a nice pass out to Fluke. Oh, that's an enormous shot by Bundy Aki. Chops him down. And they're looking to try and make room. Will they be able to get there? And they do. It is Tumaga Allen manages to get over the Queensland Reds' second try of the game. They have just been mounting the pressure. The Lions just could not get their hands on the ball. Just going through those phases. A little show and go on Captain Itoje there, and the tight head prop dives it over the line. And this kick then, to draw them back level. Those subs came in early for the Lions, but might not have made as much impact as they were hoping for. Let's see how he gets on with this kick. We saw it with Finn Russell's kick before. There was a little bit of room flowing around, but that is 2 from 2 for the Queensland Reds, and they're happy to get that one on the score sheet. 14 all. 25 minutes left in this half. Let's see what either of these teams has left up their sleeve. Still waiting for a substitution coming in for the Queensland Reds. They're really backing their own fitness in this game as Finn Russell kicks this one long in towards that 22, being chased up there by Conan. Oh, that's a great kick away though, and it's bouncing around Hugo Keenan, who eventually manages to pick up the ball and tries to get it away. Oh, but he's dropped the ball, and referee having a look to see if it's actually gone forwards there. I think it slipped out of his hand backwards. We'll have a look what's going on, and this time Salakai Lotto trying to break through, and the Lions finding themselves once again, that defensive line just not organised enough as Ellis Genge has to get around for him. And they will make a breakthrough, and Jamison Gibson Park manages to dive to make that tackle. It had to be made. Queensland Reds knock it on the door once again, this time as Fluke tries to get it across on Freeman. Everything into that tackle had to be made, and they go short once again. Oh, that's a good try. This time for Alex Hodgman, the 2 props out of all the players to get on the scoreboard. It's the 2 props that have gone on there for the Queensland Reds in this second half. That defensive line is just looking broken today. Bundy Arquis looking for his own hat-trick, not able to get on the end of that one to stop a try going against them. And whatever the team talk was at half-time for the Queensland Reds, it is clearly paying off, because they have just come straight back into this game, and you have to say that's a pretty easy kick for them, and they will make that over. That is 21 points to 14, and the Lions themselves might need a bit of a team talk about this one as well. Finn Russell needing a change. Going for those long kicks, clearly not working for them. Jack Conan did well to chase that one down last time, but not quite getting there as Finn Russell changes it up this time, landing in the arms of the tight head prop, who of course has scored a try in this half already as Lions try to put pressure on that breakdown. Hasn't worked for them. Fluke tries to get out wide, and Ellis Genge gets thrown away. The passing game from the Queensland Red has been fantastic today. Really looking to apply that pressure, and Will Stewart gets in there, but he looks uncomfortable. He's gone to ground in a bit of a heap. They do still have a replacement on the bench as they get out to Freeman. Oh, and he's found room around the outside and will dive it down. The Lions answer back strongly. I don't think they were ready for that turnover coming in by Will Stewart, who does not look comfortable on the ground at all. He'll probably be coming off after that, but did his last action of the game, all important to eventually be able to get that ball out wide. Not even the speedster Fluke can get on the end of someone like Tommy Freeman when he's at full tilt. And yeah, here do come the subs. Joseph Gibson Park also going off for Alex Mitchell here coming on. But yeah, more important one there potentially is going to be the injured tight head prop, unfortunately limping his way off. Finley Bealham coming on to the side, but we do hope Will Stewart will be okay as Finn Russell sets up for a very, very tricky kick from right out on this touchline. Oh, it's very good. It does able to swing round back inside the post. It's 21 all. 15 minutes left on this clock. Lions emptying the bench. The Queensland Reds still feel confident in their players on the field. The props have had such a good game today. Matty Fessler's throwing as well has been absolutely superb at the line out. 100% success rate for them. As it lands this time in the arms of Jack Conan, wants to carry it hard up into the Queensland Red line. And they'll play it out left here to Ben Earl, who's also come onto the field in replace of Curry. Trying to make his impact into it as they get out here to Duan van der Merwe. Been awfully quiet today. Oh, but now it begins to open up. That's a lovely handoff on the inside as they get it to Ringrose. Looking to try and make a breakdown. Now the question is, can the fly half get all the way back across for him? Oh, he nearly manages to get there. But Ringrose just got the pace to be able to dot it down. That was just a full tilted sprint of who was going to be able to get there. And the fly half not quite able to get on the end of him. Just maybe 1 or 2 extra meters time. He could have got him for a big shot there. And that draws The Lions back up into the lead. It's another very, very tough kick for Finn Russell here. A lot of distance to be able to get on the end of this one. The Queensland Red bench very eager to get on. Oh, that one looking a little bit wide of the right-hand post. It's a 5-point game. It is still all to play for us. And is now both of the Irish centres have been able to get tries today. Bundyaki still looking for his hat-trick, but the Lions really not felt massively in control this second half. It's been mainly down to the breakaway, the speed of the players coming on from the bench making a lot of impact into this one. As it lands this time in the arms of Jack Conan once again, just charges it at the line. That man only knows one way to go, and that is forwards. As they'll play it to Bundyaki, playing it hard up to the line once again. And this time, Duhan van der Merwe getting chopped down at the legs as Alex Mitchell thinks he's seen room in that backfield. Goes for the kick over the top, manages to just get it over the wing. It's been allowed to bounce, and they're in all sorts of trouble. Hunted down by Hugo Keenan, not giving up the chase. Who would ever want to play rugby when a bounce of a rugby ball can be so mean? Just couldn't quite get it in his hands, bobbling around under his feet, and Hugo Keenan's given them a great opportunity here. As Cowan Dickey throws it in, I think that might be the first line-out for the Lions of the game here. And they've got themselves in good possession. Right up. Oh, into the Reds half, sorry, as they still try and probe this right-hand side. And Gary Ringrose, hits that inside line once again. Just asking questions of this Reds defence. As they go left to Morgan, to Duhan van der Merwe. He's got someone on the outside of him. Finn Russell linking up with his Scottish winger. Hasn't worked for them. And the Queensland Reds work very hard at the breakdown. They do able to get the ball back. And Salakai Lotto trying to make his way through. They've got 3 minutes left on the clock. Jack Morgan's offside there. Got to be careful. They managed to get back onside just in time. As they'll try and play it wide. Oh, Jack Morgan's trying to compete hard for that one at the breakdown. They managed to recover the ball. And Fluke does another one of those show and goes as they throw it back inside to Uru that time. Just trying to find their way through. Fluke once again. Oh, what a lovely bounce pass over the top of the Queensland Reds in an astonishing fashion. Just booted the ball off the field. They were only 5 points down. There's nothing to be gained at all by just kicking that ball off the field. They could have gone on. What a massive anticlimax. As the Queensland Reds, astonishing move. Just kick this ball off the field. Well, the British and Irish Lions will take this one by 5 points, 26 points to 21. Let's see what happens in the actual game on Wednesday, guys. Let me know your thoughts on the game down in the comments sections. Do you think this could be a similar result to what we'll see? Or do you think the Queensland Reds can take this game away from the Lions? I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.